back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing amazingly well. This is another episode of breaking down my wedding details. I know it's been about 8 months since I got married, but there have been a lot of questions that I've been getting about, how did I book the venue for my wedding and, all the expenses, the details. You guys have been asking so many details about that, and today finally I've decided to make that video. So before we get into the video, just a quick disclaimer. I have been getting a lot of messages on Instagram and YouTube saying, how have I lost so much weight suddenly. It is because I was down with dengue, guys, and it has taken a toll on my health physically and mentally, but now I'm doing completely fine. And I've gotten a haircut, so because it was very difficult in Chennai to maintain the long hair with being sick, it was getting too much, so I had a short haircut done. And yes, that's it. I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing completely fine now. I'm recovering. I've started eating well, so it's gonna take some time for me to gain weight. I mean, I've lost 8 kgs and it took me about 2 years to gain those 8 kgs. I'm back to how I was, I think, in 2022. So yes, thank you all for the messages, for checking in on me if I'm doing well. I'm doing completely fine now. Thank you. So let's get into the video. So first things first, let's begin with the ISKCON temple Mantapa. How to book the venue and what exactly do you need? Do you need any contacts there? Nothing. Just how do we book the hall inside the ISKCON temple? So first of all, we got married in ISKCON temple Rajaji Nagar, the main temple in Bangalore. One is that we did not get married inside the temple, so there are two mantapas, two halls inside the temple. One is the Dwarkapuri hall, which is the bigger one, and the other one is the Mathura hall, which is a smaller one. So the Dwarkapuri hall is where we got married, which holds a capacity of about, I think, seating capacity of 200 to 300 and a floating capacity of about 600, I guess. Let's start with the hall that we chose. We chose the Dwarkapuri hall because it obviously is a wedding and we were expecting about, I think, 500 to 600 people to come down. That's all that we invited. So maximum of 400 to 500 people is what we were expecting. So Dwarkapuri hall, the capacity is about 350 seating capacity and about 700 to 800 floating crowd. Meanwhile, the other hall, which is the Mathura hall, is a smaller one, like for engagement, or if you are expecting about say 100 to 150 or 200 max crowd, then you can go for the smaller one, which is also inside the temple. It's a smaller capacity and area. That's the Mathura hall. Coming to the price point of how much did the venue alone cost us. So just for the hall, it costed us about 2,48,000. Precisely, I'm giving you the exact amount, 2,48,000. I also have the bill here. And I'm looking at it. It is 2,48,000 inclusive of taxes, guys. So this is just for the hall. Yes. So this is just for the Dwarkapuri hall. Now coming to what all is included in this 2,48,000 package. What all are they giving us as inclusions? This is the entire mantapa. They will give you some puja items. And inside the mantapa, you will have 3 rooms. One is the bride's room, the groom's room. Both are AC. And one more is the storeroom. And apart from that, you will get 4 more extra rooms, which is right outside the mantapa, where you can make your guest stay or whatever. All are non-AC rooms. One is a dormitory. One is, I think, all the 3 are non-AC, double bed and double bed or triple bed rooms. So these 7 rooms are included in the total hall tariff. Extra rooms, right? If you are expecting a lot of guests who are traveling from other states or countries who you want to accommodate inside the hall itself, then There are rooms available. One is all non-AC rooms and AC rooms are available in the ISKCON right next to the Mantapa, which are of a little lower price. But if you're looking for like a proper nice one, you can opt for the Yatri Niwas, which is again inside the ISKCON temple only, but it's a little away from the main wedding Mantapa. So we had booked the Yatri Niwas completely for the groom side because we wanted all of them to stay together so that it'll be easier for them to accommodate. So we had booked it in Yatri Niwas. I'll tell you the costings for those rooms as well. I don't know if it has, increased now, but this is as of last January. They have very good AC rooms, double bedded. We had booked all the AC rooms there. AC double bedded room, AC triple bedded room, AC 6-bedded family suite we had booked. So this also you can go to Yatri Niwas, which is inside the ISKCON itself, and inquire them about the rates and stuff. I'll put the rate, if I get the card, I'll put it somewhere here for you to, just to get an idea of how the rates are. That's it about the hall, the rent and what all are included in that. And based on the rooms, I've also told you, the rooms are very nice, very clean, very hygienic, nicely maintained. So we did not, as a personal recommendation, I did not like the bride and the groom's room which is provided inside the hall, because for makeup and lighting, the lighting was not that great. It's like an underground, it's very inside behind, right next to the stage. So I did not opt for that. So I stayed outside the, the Mantapa, right next to the ISKCON office. There are a couple of rooms which is easier to walk to from the, once you get ready. And also both the bride and the groom, we stayed in 2 rooms right next to the ISKCON office. So I would, prefer you to do that, because the bride's room and groom's room, I was not okay with it because it was not that well lit, and especially when you're getting dressed and the makeup and everything, you need a well lit room. So I suggest you to go, to book your room either in the Yatri Niwas, or you can choose for the ones which is right next to the ISKCON office. Next part, food. Food definitely is a must that you have to book with them only. You cannot bring in outside caterers or vendors. They do not allow that. So it's going to be only ISKCON caterers who are going to be cooking your food that's going to be served at any event happening inside the temple, right? So it's going to be proper Sattvic food. We were completely okay with it. We loved the taste. So we went for, so ours was like a proper 1-day, 24-hour event. So we booked the hall from 27th of January, 4 o'clock till 28th of January, which was the actual day of our wedding. 28th of January, 4 o'clock. So it's just 24 hours completely. We had our Sangeet on the 27th evening. So we had organized for dinner there, which was also from the no outside vendors allowed, no caterers allowed. It's gotta have to be those from ISKCON only, purely vegetarian, no non-veg allowed. Obviously it's a temple, I think you guys would have known this. No non-veg allowed inside the temple premises. Okay, you can't even bring in food from outside which is non-veg and eat it inside the rooms as well. I think this is something you guys should respect, because it's inside a temple, guys. So if they catch you, they will definitely impose a fine. No alcohol inside the room. So if you are looking for like party the before night, which usually people do, no, book a separate room for your friends outside somewhere, tell them to party there. But no alcohol, no non-veg allowed inside the premises, which I think every one of us should respect, because at the end of it, it's a temple premises, guys. Food taste. We had chosen, they will give you different options. There's North Indian and South Indian options as well. As per your needs, you can, choose whatever you want. There is a set menu. From there, you can choose, okay, I want this, I don't want that, I want this. Completely up is our menu. I don't know if you can see it. I'll post a picture of this. So this also has the costings as well. So as you can see here, we had on the 28th we had snacks for 100 people. We had kept samosa, jalebi. There was welcome drink at 7 p.m. because the Sangeet started at 7 p.m. So we had a welcome drink. There was pani puri, pudina, lime, bhel puri. I did not eat any of these. So 27th January dinner for 150 people we had told, because for Sangeet we had a smaller crowd. So just 150 people, we had like I think a mix of South Indian. We had Tamil cuisine for the Sangeet because obviously my husband is from Chennai, and so we had that. And for 28th there was breakfast, and we also, because our muhurta was at 11:30, so we had breakfast and then we had a welcome drink and then we had proper lunch. The lunch was amazing, guys, like really good. And we also had tambula bag if you want tambulam, like a takeaway when people leave. So that was also there. We had arranged it from them only. So just the food for this entire 24 hours costed us about 3.5 lakhs. I'm seeing this now only. Plus GST included, inclusive of GST, it's 3 lakhs and 50,000. So yes, this is the menu. I will post this so that you can have a look at it. But they have another extensive menu from which you have to choose from. So yeah, this is the food. Completely veg, no alcohol allowed. I'm just repeating it again and again. Next step is decoration. No, they do not allow outside vendors for decoration as well. You need to go with their vendor only. Purely their vendor. But I love the work that they did. It was so beautiful, just the way. So he will send you the pictures of like the previous decorations that they have done in that particular hall, whichever hall you're choosing. And from there you can choose, or you can also tell them that these are changes that we want, or you can incorporate your ideas as well, and they will do it. So I can also drop the contact of the decorator in the description below if and the package starts from 30,000. Based on your requirement, you can choose, or you can tell them, okay, this is our budget, this is how much we want, what all is included and stuff. So there will be a name board that will also be included outside with the bride and groom's name. Yes, he sent me a lot of pictures actually to now that I'm looking at it. Finally, I'll put the pictures of what we chose and what they gave us, and I'll give you the final costings of that too. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe right now. And for the Sangeet as well, we had chosen just a minimal decoration, like not much, very basic. And one more thing, what I would suggest you to do is the garland, and if you need any flowers for any of the ladies who are getting ready, relatives, like you call it the malgehu, dindu, they come in different colors, like especially for the bride. For me, I'm wearing this red, gold, white, and the garland. Everything was chosen by me. I told the decorator itself to get it ready, so that they will have everything in place right on time, so that you don't have to wait for some other person to come and give it to you and all of that sort. So this gets sorted. So ask your decorator itself, if you're the person who's arranging the decoration, you can tell them that you need, these are the flowers that you need, how many do you need, and everything. So for all my relatives, aunties who wanted to get ready, I arranged the white dindu for them, especially if you're wearing a bun or something, they will need it for them to get ready. So I arranged it for them with the decorator itself. And for us, both the malas, the garland, also was arranged by the decorator. I will give you a breakdown. 4,200 for the pink and lotus, the lotus garland that we are wearing, me and my husband. That was 4,200. So these rates depend on the season, guys, completely. Like if it's a festive season, the flower rates are going to be more. So ours was in January. As of last Jan, this was the rate. And then the white dindu, I had ordered about 20, I think. So it was about, I think, 2,000 rupees. The red one and the gold one are a little more expensive. Rest were like 100 rupees per dindu. So yes, all of this you can tell your decorator beforehand so that he gets it ready. I would recommend this because you don't need any last minute, hurry burry here and there. Coming to the decoration, all of these that you see, I'll put in some videos and pictures, came up to about 1.3 lakhs, just the decoration for the previous day's Sangeet and the wedding. That's it. Okay, so this was the final amount. 1.3 lakhs is what we spent on the decoration. Somebody had asked me if they would provide the chairs for the guests to sit inside the mandapa. No, they will not. Again, this you will have to talk to your decorator and arrange for the number of chairs that you need. We had arranged about I think 300 to 350 seating capacity. That's what the hall can hold. So for that, just a chair, with a cover, the yellow cover that they usually have. Ours was like a yellow-green theme, so we went with a yellow and white cover. And I think that was about 6,500 for all the chairs, like 400 chairs approx. So yes, that is not included. And the carpet is not included. All of these you need to ask your decorator. And even the outside decoration that we had done, that was also done completely by the decorator. And yes, that's it. Is this hall senior friendly? Like if there are old people who are not able to climb up and all of that, is it? Yes, there is a lift. So right outside the hall where the stairs start, right next to it, there is a lift. Not a very big lift, but definitely they have the facility to the lift. I think it's only one floor, so there is facility for elders to climb. Wheelchair is also available. My Ajji, she cannot walk, so we had arranged for a wheelchair. I mean, they have the facility of providing wheelchair for senior people, so don't worry about that. That is it's a plus. And parking is also available. You know how big ISKCON temple is, so do not worry unless it's some other festive event or something is going on inside the temple, because I think ours that was a problem. On 27 there was something going on inside the temple, which was our Sangeet day, and they were not allowing any outside vehicles to enter into the temple, which was a huge chaos for us. And we had to literally call the security people and tell them that this is for the wedding which is happening inside the temple. You need to let the people in who are coming in cars. So that was a huge ruckus. But I think unless apart from that, parking is not a issue at all, because it's a huge venue. Photographers, definitely you can bring outside photographers. Vendors, allowed, completely allowed. Photographers, not a problem. Makeup artists, not a problem. All of these not an issue. Only food and decoration, you need to go with them. That's it. Another thing which was a letdown for us was the DJ. Actually, for Sangeet, we had planned like a small event, 100 people, not much, and a few of my cousins wanted to perform and we wanted to have like a good time there. And we had arranged for a person who can play songs that we give them, and at least an entry song, and they ruined it completely. The person who was there had no idea how to operate a laptop itself, so that was a disaster. He charged us about 9,000 I think for that, and at the end my friends ended up doing it. Even the mics were not working properly, and we had like a little bit issue with that. But okay, nevertheless the event went on good because I had my friends, luckily. So that is something I would not recommend if you are planning like a Sangeet, or get the sound system checked prior in advance, see everything is in place, because we trusted them. We thought okay, it's going to be in place, and I did not appoint anyone to actually sit there and look into it. But later my friends gladly, thank you so much whoever helped at that time. In case you guys looking for contacts for Nadaswara, or when you enter the all of that, and Pujari and all of that, I will definitely add the contacts that they provided us. We went with the same people for Nadaswara and everything. I'm not sure of the rates for that. I cannot recollect now, and I don't have a bill because my dad handled all of that. It's a very beautiful venue to get married. I mean, the people are very nice, and the food definitely is a win-win. The lunch was amazing. Dinner probably could have been a little better, we felt. But if you're going for proper South Indian Karnataka style food, amazing, amazing. Or even we incorporated few Tamil dishes as well because we wanted to, have a mix of both, and perfect, perfect, perfect food. Nothing on the taste at all. But it's going to be Sattvic. Um, Yes, I think with that we've come to an end of this ISKCON temple decor wedding and hall vlog. Hope you guys found it very useful. And if you have any comments, do comment down below, and I will definitely respond. And if there's anything I might have missed, I'm not sure. So please do comment down below if you have any questions. I definitely reply. And I think that's it, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Before that, please don't forget to subscribe. We have almost reached 15,000 subscribers, I'm sorry. And if you have not followed me on Instagram, On The Go with Nushi is the place for instant updates about happenings in and around Bangalore. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. Bye bye.